I'm trying to share the image. Is there a way to share it? When I click on the share, it is not showing up here.
Which image, bro? Right now, I think this is your profile. I think, right? A friend in
Yeah.
share screen.
And I click the share screen.
You'll have to switch on the video for share screen, I think.
No, Prabhu. You don't
Unless,
need to switch on the video for the share screen.
oh, okay.
So this image, maybe let me try to upload the file now. Okay, maybe I'll just try to show the browser then.
Prabhu, it is live streaming.
Yeah, got it, bro. Okay, maybe let's get going then. Hmm. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Brunda Vaneshwari Rishabhanu Sudhe Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are reading from Canto 1, Chapter 11, verse 27. So far, what's happening here is Krishna is returning back, and there's a festival for everyone, and they're receiving Krishna in a very, very festive way. And especially this section starts with almost text 24. I will just read this translation, just 3 verses before this verse, and then We will get to this verse. The text 24 says, when Lord Krishna passed over the public roads, all the ladies from the respectable families of Dwarka went up to the roofs of their palaces just to have a look at the Lord. They considered this to be the greatest festival. Text 25. Inhabitants of Dwarka were regularly accustomed to look upon the reservoir of all beauty, the infallible Lord, yet they were never satiated. And then text 6 and 26. Lord's chest is the abode of the goodness goddess of fortune. His moon-like face is the drinking vessel for eyes, which hanker after all that is beautiful. His arms are the resting place for the administrative demigods, and his lotus feet are the refuge of pure devotees who never talk or sing of any subject except his lordship. So basically what is happening here is Krishna is coming back, and who is Krishna is we talked before, absolute or supreme personality of Godhead. Actually, we can also say uh, Krishna, the Sanskrit meaning is all attractive. uh, let's say it a little differently. For Rama, Prabhupada explained the meaning of the word Rama as a reservoir of pleasure. So he explained that everything, all the pleasure is coming from the God, the aspect of God, um, which means the reservoir of happiness, um, source of source of all the happiness, all over the creation, not just one place, is Rama. And then he explains Krishna as all attractive. And say Krishna, Rupa Goswami says, my mind gets turned. And then he says, I want to say more and more and more, and hear and more and more.
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Mata is not muted. Chandana Mataji not muted.
Oh, I'm sorry, Prabhu.
Yeah, okay. So that Krishna is coming back. And when he's coming back, the ladies from all the respectable families ran to the rooftops, and then their interest is to have a look at the Lord. And whole festival is going, and they consider this to be the greatest festival, right? And of course, they're accustomed to looking at him. They didn't feel like, oh, he came back, or someone is coming back, but like they were never satiated. They want to look more and more and more. And further explanation here is Lord chest is the abode of goddess of fortune, and his moon-like face is the drinking vessel for eyes, which hanker after all that is beautiful. His arms are resting places for the administrative demigods, and his lotus feet are refuge for pure devotees who never talk or sing any subject except his lordships. So now in this text 27, it says, the verse says, Sita Tapatra Vyajanair Upaskruta Prasuna Varshair Abhivarshita Pati Pisangavasa Vanamalaya Babao Gano Yathar Kudopo Kodupo Chapa Vaidyutai. The synonymous says Sita Atapatra is a white umbrella, Vyajanai with a chamra fan, Upaskrutaha being served, Prasuna flowers, Varshai by the showers, Abhivarshitaha thus being covered, Pati on the road, Pisangavasa by the yellow garments, Vanamalya, by the flower garlands, Babao, thus it became, Gana, cloud, Yata, as if, Arka, the sun, Udupa, moon, Chapa, the rainbow, Vaidyutai, by the lightning. Translation says, as the Lord passed along the public road of Dwarka, his head was protected from the sunshine by a white umbrella. Sita Ata Patra. This white umbrella is protecting from the sunshine. There is a sun there. And there's a white feathered fan moved in semicircles, being served by the there is a chamra, Vyajanai chamra fan. Um, and showers of flowers fell upon the road. It's a shower. Varshai is the word used. Varsha is the rain. That's a meaning, right? Varshai prasuna. Showers of flowers fell upon the road, and more to it, his yellow garments and garlands of flower made it appear as if a dark cloud. There is a dark cloud. It's this is the important part of this verse. There's a dark cloud and it is surrounded by sun. Okay, and moon also is there. Sun and moon, they cannot be at the same place, but it's happening here. And there is also lightning. um, Lightning and then rainbows. These all, like, they don't come when others are there. These 4 items at least: sun, moon, lightning, and rainbows. These do not happen simultaneously. But here, when the Lord is coming, who is that Lord is? Who is the whose chest is the abode of goddess of fortune. Goddess of fortune, her shelter and her home is his chest, and and uh, and his arms a resting place for the administrative demigods, and the lotus feet refuge for pure devotees. So that Lord is coming, and it was looking like a great festival. The reason it was like a great festival, or the vision those devotees were having, is this one. It is like a sun came, it was so nice, and moon came, it was much better, and then there's lightning and the rainbow. It's a pretty striking, right? And it's really a contradiction. It doesn't happen in the real world. Any sane person, actually, and if you tell to him this all is happening simultaneously, they will look at as someone crazy, or mythological, or unbelievable, impossible. Those are the words they use. But we know, so far, like, getting having been educated for a long time, at least theoretically, or we also have little experience of taking darshan of Krishna, when on the festival times when they were decorated. You just look at it, take the darshan, that's it, faint. You fall to the ground. um, it is possible with Krishna, though it is not at all possible. It's impossible in the mundane terms. No one, of course there are many festivals and celebrations happen, great personalities, of course, decorations and are all like nice and nice when the celebrities are having some this celebrations. But I don't think no one is able to uh, reproduce this effect without bhakti. But with bhakti it is possible, right? So that kind of caught my attention. um, uh, as a practicing devotees, how do we get to that vision? That is one part. Another part is, how do we facilitate that vision, right? Like, especially my thought is for any service can be done in this effective manner when we put Krishna right in the center and put the bhakti as a driving force. But especially, you know, the presentation of this Lord or deities in the temple. So my thoughts kind of went a little bit over there, and thought I will share some of the things that helped me, and so that we can produce that atmosphere, and we can also get to this vision what Dwarka was is the pure devotees they're having and they're experiencing. We also want to get to that. So how do we get to that? Is by bhakti. So what is bhakti? Is anyone want to guess? Want to quickly say what is bhakti means?
Surrender.
Surrender. Anything more?
Pleasing Krishna, whatever activity.
Pleasing Krishna. Yeah, that's the main part. Bhakti
Lo-
is pleasing Krishna. Rupa Goswami says, right? Of course, he tells all this, surrender and all these parts are there. What is that verse? Anukulyan Krishna Anushalana Anyabhilashita Sunyam Jnana Karma Dhanavritam. He tells those things before, just surrender everything. But then he says, Anukulyana, you want to do Anukulyana, favorable service, pleasing service. Anukulyana Krishna Anushilanam. By following his devotees, Krishna Anukul and Krishna Anusilanam, he says, Bhakti Ruttama, this is the best of the bhakti. So that also makes sense, right? You want to please someone, and then we can try to invent so many ways, but that may not be at all favorable item. Something like you want to cook for that person, and then one of the food item that is very favorable to many people is the paneer. So then you go find make the paneer yourself, and cook nicely and offer that to person, and that person may not like that paneer at all, right? um, so of course, and it's not easy because one is doing with so much effort that you know they try to eat something, but it's not their liking. It doesn't please them, right? So the best way, Rupa Goswami says, to please the Lord is by following his devotees, checking with his devotees, right? That makes sense. Really want to please, you can go and directly ask him, how can I please you? What can I do for you? And that person really says, I'm really thirsty, give me some water. You give the water, that's it, job done. And he will be ever grateful uh, for quenching his thirst. Or they will say like this. If you don't have that option, then we'll go and ask the persons who are related to them, the spouse or children or close friends. I really want to please this person. I really want to gain his favor. What can I do? And they will give us some clues, right? So that's what Rupa Goswami says. He says, Anya Abhilashta Sunyam Jnana Karmadana Avrutam. But he says, Anukulena Krishnan Shilanam Bhakti Uttama. Right? So I was facilitating some DT worship services in the temple. I always told Dhananjay Pandit Prabhu, what, if I have to come to DT worship, then you need to set the standards clear. What is, the practices needs to be centralized, because you know I'll be thinking this is the best way to do, and the other person will be thinking this is the best way to do, and it will create a lot of confusion, and it will bring up the lot of groupisms, and those so many things happen, right? So that's the first thing, is set what are the things learning from our acharyas and from the guidebooks, what are our, how to offer the arati, what is it the things we need to offer the arati, and all this. Of course, some standards are pretty high, and then made it, try to bring it to the something that can be enriching and encouraging the devotional part. That part is there, we couldn't follow, but that is also fine. We want to at least, we want to come to that standard, right? At least to start somewhere and grow with the mood of progressing to that, you know so build a put it on the board, the standards, the practices, so that everyone it is peaceful. And there comes, especially when we read these verses, it will inspire us, let me get the sun and moon and lightning and rainbows. um, and some devotees gets inspirations like that. I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. But then if then the leaders like temple president or deity worship leaders will be in a concern. Oh my god, what's going on here? Because recently we done this something, we have something like Bhagavatam presentations, and when we, for the recent one, we had some devotee nicely, very very nicely, very very nicely prepared and came presented the subject, and other devotees got bewildered. Oh my god, we cannot do this level of presentation like that. So it's better to have the standards that will be healthy for everyone, and mainly enhancing the ability to please Krishna, and also better to stick to the standards. Of course, it's not easy. We really got inspired, and really want to make that offering, and then then the temple president or leaders say, please don't do it. It will not be easy. Then it kind of things like you don't encourage the bhakti. Really want to please Krishna. You're not encouraging my bhakti, and things like that can happen. Better option at that point is do it at home, right? We can experiment anything at the home, and then, but when we come to the together, it's better to have a healthy practices around, so that we will be able to sustain, others are able to keep up, and there is a mood of happiness and devotion around. I thought, like, through that process, uh, we can surely reproduce and recreate this environment where the Vrajvasis are having, um, you know, impossible things happening, getting the sun, moon, lightning, and rainbows. That's the kind of environment that can be created, and everyone in the community is happy. And then, if anyone comes to the community, they will also get merged into that happiness. Basically, they'll also get inspired to become devotees. So I thought I will bring up that point. So we will get into the purport now. The sun, moon, rainbow, and lightning do not appear in the sky simultaneously. When there is sun, the moon becomes insignificant, and if there are clouds and a rainbow, there is no manifestation of lightning. But the Lord's bodily hue is just like a new monsoon cloud. We know, right? His color is dark cloud. He is compared herein to the cloud. That's the cloud part. The white umbrella over his head is compared to sun. The white umbrella is compared to sun here. The movement of the bunch hair fan of flukes is compared to the moon. So the showers of flowers are compared to the stars. His yellow garments are compared to the rainbow. So all these activities in the firmament, being impossible simultaneous factor, cannot be adjusted by comparison. That the adjustment is possible only when we think of the inconceivable potency of the Lord. The Lord is all powerful, and in his presence, anything impossible can be made possible by his inconceivable energy. But the situation created at the time of his passing on the roads of Dwarka was beautiful and could not be compared to anything beyond the description of natural phenomena. So that's what happening. The devotees, few devotees of Krishna, they're not able to compare this scene, the picture we are seeing here. They're not able to, they want to explain to us, they want to describe to us, they want to share to us their experience. He was simply walking on the road, and the ladies from the respectable families got onto the rooftops and they just want to see Krishna. And there he is coming on the road, like the way Krishna is, right? He's like an elephant. um, he's coming, and there are like the fans, the people fanning him. There's different picture, but any case, there are devotees fanning him, and there is sun, and there is also it is compared to moon, the what is it, um, moon. White umbrella is compared to the sun here. Where is the moon? Yeah, bunch fair. Pranav looks as compared to the moon, and then his body is like the dark cloud, and then his yellow garments and all this made it like a lightning and rainbows. So that's what it is. They're trying to bring some comparison, and the way they're bringing the comparison is by putting the impossible things together, which is having a sun, moon, lightning, and rainbows to appear simultaneously. So we only can connect to that experience. So that's it, Prabhujis and Matajis. Just the verse again. Sitata patra vyajanair upaskruta prasuna varshair abhivarshita pati pisangavasa vanamalya bhavau gano yatharto kudupachapa vaidyutai. Sita atapatra, wide umbrella, Vyajanayi with a chamara fan, Upaskruta being served by Prasuna Varshai, showers of flowers, flowers by the showers. Abhivashitaha, thus being covered, Pati on the road, Pisangavasa by yellow garments, Vanamalya by flower garlands. Baba, it became as if Gana cloud, Arka sun, Udupa moon, Chapa rainbow, and Vaidyuthai by the lightning. It was like dark cloud surrounded simultaneously by sun, moon, lightning, and rainbow. Small verse, just a one paragraph purport. These are the my sharings, Prabhujis and Matajis. We'll take 5 minutes to have any further discussion. Anyone wants to add more? Similar comparison was also made in the earlier chapters for Bhagavatam. It is said that the sun like Bhagavatam showering the rays of the moon appeared like that. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. Krishna Swadharma Upagate Dharma Jnana Dibi Shaha Kale Kalonashtadrshamesha Purana Adunutihi. Bhagavatam, this Bhagavat Purana, as brilliant as the sun, has just arisen after the departure of Lord Krishna to his abode, accompanied by religion, knowledge, etc. Persons who have lost their sense, lost their vision due to the dense darkness of ignorance in the age of Kali shall get light from this Purana. Somewhere is mentioned. Anyone remembers that it was like a sun like Bhagavatam but showering moon rays? Yeah. So that's it, Prabhu. Any more additions? Anything to add? Okay. So that comes to our closure. And from tomorrow, the section is going to change a little bit. His interactions with his mommy, mummies, and it's going to be very special. It is mentioned like um, their love was pouring in the form of the milk from their breasts, although they were very very old. So much. Like, basically like his interaction with his parents will happen, and after that is the princess and the kids in the home. Okay, Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.